Welcome back to Math is Easy, Step by Step. In this part 3 video, part 4, part 5, I'm going to go over how to answer A, B, and C options and to determine if those are the correct answers. And then remember in the last video, I'm going to go over and show you how to use an educated guess to guess the answer, especially if you're running low on time on these timed exams. I'd like to show you how you could guess the answer with a pretty high probability that you're going to guess that answer correctly. So let's just jump right on in. Option A, they give you the brackets 0 and 2. We now know after part 2 video that the x represents the 0, the y is represented by 2, and or for the formula below just determines which one you're going to use. The x value is also the A, the y value is also the B. So in option A, they give you the brackets and they say the interval is 1. So after we get done simplifying, if the rate of change of 0 and 2 is an interval of 1, we'll come up with 1 after using the formulas, right? So I'll try to remind you about that a little bit later. I may forget. So we're used to seeing these brackets in parentheses, as I had mentioned in the video prior in part 2. So that's what I'm doing. I'm putting them as an ordered pair. My x value is 0, my y value is 2. Again, depending on the formula you use, it could be an A or it could be a B value. So that's why I organized them up here. I wanted to see them. Okay, my target is 1. Now, how do I find the interval? I'm going to use one of these formulas. They are equal to each other. They're just written in a different way to understand how to use the formula. Okay, we have f of b, the function of b, minus the function of a, divided by b minus a. Or instead of putting the b and the a values like I showed you up here, I'm going to substitute the y and the x values, right? Because the y is the b, the x is the a, right? And then it'll be, instead of b minus a, you'll have y minus x. So you can use either of the formulas. I've chosen to use the one here that you see highlighted. All right. So I don't want to confuse anybody. I'm going to try to take my time in answering these questions. All right. Again, you can fast forward, rewind, pause, do whatever you need to do with these videos. That is the advantage of the medium of using video. All right. So I organize those values above. I've also organized them here. So I'm going to use this formula. I need to figure out what's my f of y, what's my f of x, and I already know what my y and my x values are. That was given in the problem for A, B, C, D, and E. In this particular problem, my x is my x is 0, my y is 2. So in order to find the value of the function of y, or f of y, I'm going to take my y value of 2, and everywhere you see x in the original problem, I'm going to substitute a 2. All right? Again, in order to find my f of y, right? Again, we're going to substitute that f of y into the formula. I'm going to substitute my y value given as 2 everywhere you see x in the problem for the function of x. Here is where I see a value. I'm going to substitute my y value of 2. And then I rewrite everything else. Remember, I talked about adding a plus sign in between two terms. Only clarifies it, doesn't change a thing. So in order to determine what my f of x value is, right, I'm going to substitute my f of x value into the formula. I'm going to substitute 0 everywhere I see x in the original function from the original problem. I see an x here. I'm going to substitute my 0 or my x value right here. Then I'm going to follow the order of operations to simplify in order to substitute my f of y minus simplify my f of x value divided by y is 2 minus x is 0 in order to determine my interval value. All right, here's a little note for you. Substitute into the formula above and simplify. So I have been able to organize my values, okay? So now I'm going to try to simplify. And I'm just showing you here, substituting into the formula what you see. My f of y value is highlighted here in pink. I'm just going to substitute that here in order to figure out and determine what my f of y minus my f of x, which I substituted here into the formula, divided by y minus x, which is 2 minus 0. All right, now I'm just going to simplify. And in the problem for A, my x and y values 0 and 2. If the interval is 1, after I simplify, I'm going to come up with a 1 value. Okay, I'll come up with a 1 value if the answer is A. So order of operations says I first, I've got to pardon the shaking. There's, oh boy, a little bit of shaking going on here. I need to get a new camera, and your donations, your gifts will help me. So if I've helped you, please help me. Moving forward, 2 squared. Order of operations says exponents first, which is 2 squared is 2 times 2, which is 4. 4 times 2 is 8. 8 plus a negative 3. I've got $8. I owe you 3. How much am I left with? I'm left with a positive 5. Minus, so 5 minus anything times 0 is 0. So 0 squared is 0. 2 times 0 is 0. Plus a negative 3. So I have 5 minus a positive, 5 minus a negative 3. I'll show you that here in a moment. And 2 minus 0 is 0. All right. So you can see here, again, 5 minus 0 squared is 0. 2 times 0 is 0. Negative 3, right? Negative 3. All divided by 2 minus 0 is 2. Now, there's an invisible negative 1 right in here. Right where that subtracts, it's a negative 1. And I need to distribute or multiply negative 1 times a negative 3 is a positive 3. So what's 5 plus 3? That's 8 divided by 2. What is 8 divided by 2? It's 4. It's 4. So, given the m of 0 and 2 in brackets, the interval is 4. Let's take a quick look here. Is that what they're asking? Well, for A, and if you go back to part 1 video, you'll see they give you the brackets of 0 and 2 is 1. Well, after I substituted and after I worked that formula, let's come back down here. And I apologize for the shaking. There was a lot of shaking here happening today. I came up with 4. And I didn't come up with 1. Cross off option A. Not going to be option A. Hey, stick with me. We're going to continue to work these problems B and C. And then also the last video, I want to show you how to use a cheat in order to answer this question. Math is easy. Take it step by step. Thank you for joining me. This is a tough problem, but stick through it. You're going to get it.